Ladies and gentlemen, today I bring to you the best beginner business model to start earning $10,000 per month. Guys, I'm going to give it to you straight. My name is Luke Del Priore. I'm a multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I own multiple companies with my brother. If you don't know our backstory, go ahead. I've already made plenty of content about that. You could read it in our bio so you can see what we're all about and how we built everything up from scratch. And today I'm removing all the fluff. So you guys want the raw reality of how you can start making six figures while working remote. You guys want to scale to 10K per month. And guys, this video is not going to be some general advice where I tell you, yeah, you should get into e-commerce, or yeah, you should set up a drop shipping store, or maybe you should do Amazon FBA, or hell, start up a marketing agency and get into SMMA. I'm giving you the real place to start if you're a true beginner and you're looking to build your income. Guys, instead of me going over all the flaws with all the business models that I just stated, I'm gonna give it to you simply. Any of these businesses are sold to you as beginner businesses by the gurus because they are sexy, they are flashy, they're cool. They seem as though they could actually be the way out. And if you could just figure out that one money-making trick, that one way to start generating more money, you yourself might end up becoming rich. And guys, that could not be further from the truth. You're just a pawn in their digital product, and the way that they're making money off of you is by selling you the dream of doing that set thing whilst they're out doing other things. And I like to think that I am one of the few people on the internet that currently practices exactly what I preach, and I generate my income and my team generates their income, more importantly, in the same vertical and in the same niche that I'm going to be teaching you guys, or at least suggesting that you guys should potentially get into. And like I said, this is not going to be the sexy, flashy, cool advice that you want. This is going to be the raw, this is the real, this is what you need. And the reason you don't need the drop shipping, the e-commerce, the FBA, any of these other at random online business ideas is because you need 10 to 15 different skills, you need loads of capital. And when we talk about the true beginner, like maybe you watching this video, we're talking about a net worth of sub $5,000, so maybe you have less than $5,000 in the bank. We're talking about you need to be able to learn one skill and get really good because you don't have the mental bandwidth to learn 15 at once. And we're talking about the rate of success. If you take my advice, I want 95% of you guys to succeed if we set the bar a little bit lower. Whereas a lot of people will tell you, shoot for the stars, aim for the moon with general skills, and 95% of you will actually fail. The rate of failure is not considered in a ton of these other business vehicles. And me personally, I don't know anyone that's really killing the game in Amazon FBA, e-commerce, or drop shipping personally. Where these guys are really making their money, like I said, is in selling you the dream of doing all these things by building their brand. So notice, the best beginner business in 2024, if you want to scale to $10,000 a month, is not actually your business, rather your skill as a salesperson. The best place to start if you're a beginner is in sales for a company that's already existing. And this is why. What so many of you guys fail to calculate before starting your businesses, which I already went through and I already scraped my knees, so take the advice from me, is that you don't have the experience of building a brand, understanding and calculating margins, understanding return on investment. There is too much complexity in a complex business like those vehicles that I told you about, and that's not the place to start as a beginner. However, as a salesperson, you can walk into the business and into the ecosystem that's already successful, and you have a very simple pitch. I want to drive more money into the business as a salesperson, and I want to get a percentage of everything that I help your business make. And that way, you only have to focus on one very specific skill and one very specific sale, which is making a business more money. So what I'm saying is you need a sales job. And in a sales job, that is the best way to start generating $10,000 per month or more, because what you learn at that sales job is going to translate into everything else if you do ever want to open up your own company one day. But the only reason a lot of you guys even want to have your own business is so you can make $20,000 a month online, $30,000 a month online. Hell, that's a dream to the majority of you guys. And I'm not selling you the dream, telling you that you're gonna get there overnight or that you could be there tomorrow. But what I am telling you is this. There are tons of companies, no matter what the economy looks like, that always want more sales for their business. And as a salesperson, you are recession proof. And like anything in life, if you go out and you actually become the very best, you're going to do very well financially and you're going to be compensated for the fact that you're the best. Let's say, for example, instead of starting starting your own marketing agency, you found a marketing agency that was successful, that held their clients for years on it, and you worked out a deal with them where you said, hey, I don't want you to pay me anything. I want to cold call leads and I want to close deals for your agency, and in exchange, I want a revenue share of every single deal that I actually bring into your business of 30% every single month. So let's say I have a marketing agency and I sell a service for $4,000 a month, and a salesperson comes up to me and says, I don't want any money. I want to help your business make more money, and I want 30% of everything that I drive in. That's a deal that I would take. And that's a deal that so many other business owners would take you up on. So what I'm saying is you can start building your income by learning one skill that the economy is always going to need. Instead of focusing on the flashy and sexy things that seem like what you need, stick to what the greats have already done. Mark Cuban was a salesperson for companies. Warren Buffett was a salesperson for companies. Andrew Tate was a salesperson for companies. I am a salesperson for my own company. This is where you learn the fundamentals. This is where you learn the basics of what it takes to get someone to send you money in exchange for a product or a service. And if you think that you can't make 10 grand a month inside of sales as a salesperson or as an employee, you could not be further from reality. I know people currently that are crushing it and making over $500,000 to $1 million a year in selling coaching, consulting, selling for marketing agencies, medical equipment sales, solar sales, car sales. Guys, there's so many things you can sell. For me personally, I'm speaking more to those of you that want to get into remote sales so that if you love to travel, you can literally work behind your laptop, take your Zoom calls online, and generate your income from anywhere geographically that you actually want to. And guys, this is what I've personally set up for myself. This is what set me free financially so that I can go out and do the things that I actually enjoy doing and that I want to do with my life. And guys, one of the best things about this is that as a beginner, you're gonna have not a lot of money, but a lot of time. And before you could have a lot of money and a lot of time, you're gonna have no money and a lot of time. So the beautiful thing is early on, you're going to sell your time like a madman, and you're going to go out and try to get as many deals as you possibly can. But the beautiful thing about that is that it costs you absolutely nothing to go out and try to get deals. As a salesperson, you can never go below zero. As a business owner, you can go far below zero if you overextend yourself. And that's why I always say sales is the best beginner business, because you're going to learn business principles, you're going to learn what it takes to generate money into a company, you're going to figure out fair splits, and you're going to get compensated based on real value that you bring into a business. And guys, the real reason I'm giving this advice is from my personal experience. I actually had a coaching business about a year ago, and I had about 30 people in my coaching business that wanted to learn how to build a marketing agency from me because I currently own a marketing agency. And I gave these guys all of the advice that they needed to build their own agency. I gave them the blueprint, the step-by-step, exactly what they needed to do to build their agency. And out of all the 30 guys that I coached, none of them became successful agency owners like myself. And the reason was, I hate to admit it, but I had set them up for failure. I didn't calculate that they didn't have capital. I didn't calculate that they didn't have a technical business partner the way that I do. I did not calculate that they didn't have the money for staff. And that was a true miscalculation from me. So I made a pivot a year ago. And I told all these guys, listen, let's do this. How about you step into my agency as a salesperson, forget about building your own, let's focus on building this one bigger, and I will teach you the skill of sales. The 3 guys that took me up on the offer have all went on to start earning 6 figures inside of my agency as salespeople for my marketing agency. And that's when I realized sales is the best place to start as a beginner, because with determination, everyone can succeed. And I don't want you guys to fail. I want you guys to win. It's in my best interest for you guys to win. So without getting too technical in this video, because you're going to find that in other videos, I would advise steer clear of all the bullshit that you see on the internet of the FBA, the drop shipping, the e-commerce. Steer clear of all of it as a beginner. Get all the knowledge you possibly can to become a salesperson and find the best possible job you can and the best split you can working remote as a salesperson, and take that advice all the way to the bank, because I promise you are going to succeed and you are going to win if you learn to sell the right thing and if you stick with it long enough. I hope this helped. I hope this video gave some of you guys some real value. I'll see you in the next one.